Welcome to Rugby AM. I'm Alex Simmons. On my own tonight, JJB is away filming with Jason Robinson for a big feature on next week's show. But I'm joined with two absolute legends. I've been around Rugby AM journey for a long time, especially one of them, Wayne Wagga Godwin, and the Huddersfield current head coach, Luke Robinson. Start with yourself, Wagga. How's it feeling, mate? Because you're upping the skill level on these challenges. And Sean Long said to me today, he says, I wish he were that good when he played at Salford and I coached him.
Well, Laurie will say that. I could never kick back at day. Problem is, though, edit. You've just got to keep kicking, keep practicing. Believe it or not, they're not first takes. I go to the field, I'm like a little kid. I go to the field, Robbo, now, every Saturday morning. I take kids, but I just kick balls about at local field. It helps me mentally and physically, but it's still going. It's still going. We're going into lockdown too, and it's still going. The kicking challenge against Matt Jest.
Are you going to up these challenges in lockdown too for the kids?
Yeah, I'm going to try, yeah.
Robbo, you're in a pretty unique position because you're a head coach, Super League team, so you're at the top, but you're also a coach at Siddle.
Yes.
So you coach at the beginning. Which set of players gives you the most trouble?
Not the under sixes. I'd probably say it's the Huddersfield Giants first team. I would honestly. The kids are like Wagga says. The kids are easy. Yeah. The kids are easy. They just want to play, get a ball in their hand. The parents are a little bit trickier sometimes. You got to deal with the parents. But yeah, look, the higher level you go up, the older they get, the more of a pain they become. Really, yeah. You know, I was talking to Breezy actually the other day. He really enjoys actually being with the under 19s and the under 16s, and he thinks they're like sponges. They listen to everything you say, but I really enjoy. I'm down at Siddle all the time, with my three boys. So, yeah, I see both sides of it. But yeah, I'd definitely say it's harder with the older lads.
Are you coaching the under 60s, so you're actually taller than some of the players?
I'm not actually taller than there's a couple of really big kids, which makes it. Did you ever see my last ever game? I don't know if you know my last ever game. You should have picked this up. I actually walked out at the mascots here at Wigan. It was the game before the 2015 grand final to get into it. Probably didn't do my confidence any good, but a little girl walked out. And I had hold of her hand like this.
We're going to get footage.
We're going to get footage. You'll be able to find it. I walked out, confidence was shot after
that. It's great that you're still giving, even though you must be so busy now, you're still giving that time to the amateur game. And we will never grow as a sport without more investment into amateur clubs. And forget a lot of these League One clubs because they're not bringing enough to the communities. I think that money, put it into the schools, put it into the amateur clubs. Oh
yeah, without a doubt. Look, I'm a Siddle boy. I grew up playing at Siddle. My three boys are there now, and I see the fantastic work they do. I mean, look, Siddle's probably one of the top amateur teams in the country, but they still are scratching and searching for the odd quid here and there. So the more money that we can invest in the youth, and do you know what? We keep wanting to compete with the Australians and the New Zealanders, and I think that's where you start. I'm a big believer in expanding the game. It's the greatest game in the world, and I believe that we should be expanding it and creating, clubs outside the heartlands. But I think we've also got to grow from within. I think the way forward is actually investing in the junior sides.
Well, it's a great point, and I'm going to speak about it later in the show. It's perfect timing. Toronto voted out today.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I keep them. Look, I am not. I feel like in rugby league you've got to be one or the other, and you don't have to. You're either an expansionist or you're basically the heartland clubs, and you grow from within. And it's Cumbria. I'm both. I think it's the greatest game on earth. I think we need to showcase it throughout the world. And for me, wherever there's investment, yes, we need to grow our clubs. Halifax's, Dewsbury's, Batley's. That it's been around forever, and there's a stronghold of rugby league within them communities, but also. What's wrong with getting investment from over at the Atlantic? I don't understand I don't understand the fear factor of it has to be one or the other. It can be both for me. And I just think if there needs to be a strategy though. I sometimes feel like we just sort of throw it out there and it's a bit of a fishing rod. Let's see what we catch. Yeah. Let's see how we go. For me, I think there needs to be a strategy from within rugby league, from the hierarchy that goes, this is the plan. And it's not a 1 year, 2 year plan. It's a 10, 15-year plan that you might not see the fruits of it in the first 5 or 6 years, but eventually it'll come to fruition if it's delivered right and if there's a bit of planning behind it.
Me personally, I think it's a crazy decision to have 4 years growth, 12,000 plus fans, all of a sudden just pulling a plug on it and not being able to find a way to keep it alive. It's crazy.
I'll put it on you, Simo. I've not been to the Den. I've not been out to Toronto, but how amazing their game day. They make it. It's entertainment, isn't it?
It's the best game day
The
in rugby league.
showcase.
It is the best. I'm telling you now. I've been to every club. I've been on this journey, rugby. I've been every single club. Toronto Wolfpack is the best game day in rugby league.
Do you know what the big thing for me is? Everyone complains that they give the tickets away.
They don't, they sell.
But do you know what? Even if they give them away, we are in the entertainment business. Who cares if there's 10,000 school kids watching and giving a free ticket?
Yeah.
For me, it's just all about...
It's an event.
It's an
the
event.
The game is an event,
Yeah,
so
I
you
agree.
get new spectators. The game's there. As long as we can showcase the game and keep growing, I'm all for expansion. I'm all for grassroots. I'm all for other clubs like your Fev, your Lee. But it's got to be a strategy, hasn't it? You just can't get rid of Toronto like that for me. But that's just my...
We'll see what comes out in the wash, and I'd just like to put on record and say a big thank you to David Argyle and to Martin Vickers and to everybody at the club who've made us so welcome over the years, who've supported Rugby AM. We made the documentary with them, and we were one of the companies that were owed money. I'm not crying about it. It's not the end of the world. I'd rather forego that money and have Toronto in the game. It's not about money, it's about growth for the sport, and I just feel so sad today for the sport in general, because for me personally, it's a crazy decision to lose a strong brand and a great opportunity for our sport. Let's talk a bit about the odd couple, because you two are old housemates.
Yeah.
How was living with... I've stayed with Wagga a couple of nights out and been in hotels with. I couldn't imagine living with him like 24/7. How long we lived together?
And how long was it?
It was a fair few months, you know, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Diggle Street.
Diggle Street,
Ended Road. Dads and lads, we used to get haircuts. Mate, I'll never forget that place. I lived in his bunk bed.
Yeah, you
honestly,
did. You actually
suitcase
did.
were up top. I never moved out of my suitcase, and then I lived up bottom bunk.
Yeah, we were playing for, it were basically like
2004.
It was like the England Knights. It wasn't called the Knights at the time. They were Great Britain and England, but it was like the England Knights. We went away to Russia together, had a pretty good time. And I remember him saying he'd signed for Wigan, and all of a sudden saying that Wigan would get you like relocation money, but they were holding out.
Yeah.
So he had nowhere to go. So I said, oh, come on, just bunk you with me. I'd just signed at Salford at the time, so I wasn't even playing at the same club. I said, oh, come on, bunk you with me. And then I realised he had like a massive tub of wine gums in the kitchen. This is why he's like he is. He just lived on wine gums for about 4 months. Just like that, walking out the house.
Naked.
Naked, yeah, obviously.
Naked?
Yeah, of course he was. Whenever my now wife, whenever she used to come, she used to be at Liverpool Hope University study for a teaching degree, and every now and then she'd pop back. And I knew he'd do it on purpose. Every time she knocked at the door, he'd be
It was the banter, wasn't it? It was the banter.
accidentally be stood at the top of hallway naked. I was like,
With his rig out.
That was the
Rig
first.
out.
That was the
And I
first.
didn't have a great rig at the time either.
That was the first time I moved out of home. I put all my gear when I signed at Wigan. I put all my gear in my little Renault Clio. I got him smashed in France, so he agreed to let me live with him. I bought him 10 pints. He says, "Come on, Wagga, just move in with me." And I texted him a few weeks past. He said, "I'm still all right to move in." I moved in on a Sunday night. Started pre-season on Monday. I didn't unpack that. I didn't unpack my case. We had some good times, didn't we, Robbo?
Yeah, we did.
And to be honest, Robbo helped me settle in because obviously he knew all the Wigan lads. He knew Kevin and Carney and how it was as a town. So cheers for that, Rob. Honestly, I remember settling and all friends, and he'd signed at Salford. But we had some good times.
We're just going to go over to Australia now and see one of our big mates, and that's Tom Burgess. Now, speaking to Tommy this morning on Zoom, talking about his new clothing label. We're all laughing about you for ages, Wag. He's getting married next year.
Crazy.
He's such a good lad, isn't he, Tommy?
Yeah, I went to Australia with twins when we went out to see Sam and travel with Tom and had a travel about, and the characters, both of them too. And he's done well. They've all done well. As a family, they've done well.
He's done it particularly well.
Yeah,
and he's really risen to the top at South. So he's like the premier prop they've got now, with George leaving to come back and obviously Sam retiring.
I always felt like they were a little bit in the shadows at first.
Yeah.
Not in the shadows, obviously an amazing player.
Later developer.
That's what I'm saying, I think he was a bit of a later developer because he was just a little, then all of a sudden he's come to the fore and look, he's probably their main leader within their pack now, isn't he?
Yeah, without a doubt.
There's an enforcer in here, can play a bit, he's good on his feet, he's fit. He's big.
He's lean now.
Yeah.
He's quite lean. But he's lean at 120 kilos. Believe it or not.
Fair weight.
It looks like Arnie. But let's go over now and see the main man, Tom Burgess, as I caught up with him on Zoom.
Rich, how are you? How's life, mate? It's been a weird year.
Yeah, mate, it's good. It's sort of getting a little bit back to normal now over here, but it's been weird through the season. You know, it's had its challenges, but I think we got back to normal a little bit towards the end. Just like you couldn't obviously go off, and we had sort of these strict protocols we were doing. Couldn't go off to like cafes and stuff like that. That was probably the biggest thing, really, going off, like being able to go out into the public and do stuff.
I think we're really jealous over here seeing you guys play in front of any sort of crowd. I know the fans in the UK have been just missing rugby so much. But give us, for you personally and for South Sydney, give us a mark out of 10 that if you assess your own performance and the team's performance, give us a mark out of 10 for each year.
For this season?
Yeah, for this season.
I feel like I had one of my probably most consistent year this year. Like, you know, the year before I felt good, but I had like a little injury mid-season, so it's probably been my most consistent season. So I'd say like, you know, eight is a pass mark for us, and I feel like eight or nine individually. But you know, we were one game away, so can't give ourselves too much praise. But yeah, I felt good. I think probably my consistency is the biggest thing, and I feel like I put that down to you know my pre-season, and then even getting that little bit of a break. You know, after 2 rounds, we got a break, and I just trained like on my own, did loads of rehab and stuff, and got all my body right. So I feel like that was a big part of it as well.
And Souths this year, weirdly unearthing some amazing talent coming from the junior ranks and coming into the first team, getting their opportunity. Wayne Bennett has done an amazing job in the short time. If you look at the difference between Wayne and Siebes and what's happened at the two respective clubs, and Wayne obviously using all his experience, and I know JD's with him as well. How's the JD Wayne Bennett factor being in at Souths, and how the young boys been with that? Because you are a team, age-wise, certainly one of the youngest in the comp.
Yeah, I think like obviously Wayne's he's a master coach in that respect. Like he knows how to get his players up for games, and he knows how to get them in that sort of mindset where all they think about is playing well. And he's got these little anecdotes that he says, you know, all the time, and he just
There's a couple.
Yeah, he comes out with them all the time. Like, you know, one of my favourites is, you know, don't pat yourself on the back too much, or else you'll fall asleep. Like that's if you pat yourself on the back, you know, it won't be long before you fall asleep.
That's awesome.
And stuff like that. Like he's just, yeah, and I think, like you said, the mix between him and JD is good. Like JD's very, he's like an enforcer. He tells you how it is, and he's very technical as well.
You're missing Big George. It's been really nice having him over here, to be honest. Being over and seeing him a couple of times, had a nice feed.
Yeah, it has been hard. Like, I mean, it's been different. Like, obviously, we spent those 2 years apart when he moved to Australia, and I stayed in England. And you know, we've experienced it, but it's different now. Like, you know, we've all got kids now, and we enjoy it. We miss. I think that's been a big part of it, not seeing his kids, and like we're very close in that respect. And like, I've had my baby this year, and you know, I'm having another one, so you miss that sort of thing. And then just being able to catch up with him. You know, the timing's not easy, having to ring each other, and you know, you're always catching each other, go to bed or that sort of thing. So I don't know, I'll always try to ring him most days, but it is hard.
You have come together recently on another project, and we've both got it on. I've got my first order on. So 4B's the label. You got a little 4B there. Four Burgesses. Where did the all inspiration? Which brother inspired it? Who wanted to do the label? How's it come about?
It sort of started happening. Talks about it started coming together like towards, you know, the end of sort of Luke's career. We started talking about doing something. And then he was a big driver of it. Yeah, he organised us to get a meeting with this, you know, brand developer, and we sat down for a good few hours and developed did this whole brainstorming thing. And then since Luke retired, he sort of took a bit of a leading role with it, because it is hard when you're playing. It's hard to do all the things you need to do, and a lot goes into it, really. Like, but yeah, so just came from that, and then we thought, right, well, let's just try and make some nice clothes. Start off with, we don't want to make rubbish, and then that was a big part of it, like making quality stuff. And yeah, so we started off with a few just simple items at the start, like what you've got on there, and very subtle, not much branding on them, but that make sure the quality is good. And then this second collection sort of came about because, yeah, with everything that's happened, we thought, what better way just to reset. Obviously, we're not playing together anymore. It's something that we can do together as brothers, and it's like keeps us together, and that's what was so special about us, our bond, and we wanted to bring that into something else.
Does it feel weird now playing without them? How does that feel to be like the last Burgess at Souths after such a 12 years? There's been a Burgess at Souths, and you're the remaining Burgess. How is that? Because I know the new generation's kind of kicked on, but for you personally, is it weird without your brothers?
Yeah, it has been weird. It's sort of like a little bit like winding the clock back a little bit with me at Bradford. Like, I was the last one left at Bradford, and then I moved, and that was at the start of my career. And now it's sort of similar feelings, but I'm obviously a bit more wiser and a bit older and a different stage of my life. It has been nice having Sam in and out, like coaching this year. And I dare say when he came in, he was a big part of when we got going and really started firing. I think he's really good at that. So he's going to be massive for Souths, I think. But yeah, I think I've enjoyed it though, just being able to be my own person, not being compared all the time. To the brothers that's playing, but yeah, and it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
Mate, just to finish off, I want some advice for everybody watching the show. Now, I know you watched the show with Pricey last week, and I thought,
pumped actually talking about coming back to England. Like, coming to England, it just watching that show, it made me just really think I'd love to come back to England at some point and play.
And play?
Yeah, like for sure, definitely. Yeah, I'd love to. Just, I don't know, like make Bradford great again, or go to my hometown again, Leeds, or I don't know, something. But like, I just sort of made me think about all the sort of Bradford Leeds derbies. When Liam was talking about that, it got me really just thinking I'd love to come back and sort of, it's not been great this year, but I feel like they can turn it around, and I would love to be part of that down the track. And whether we grew up supporting Leeds.
Would you want to play for Leeds? Is that a dream?
I think so. Yeah, they're a great club in terms of all the setup and everything.
Mate, look after yourself. I miss you and I love you, and hopefully I'll get to come to Australia. I should have been in Australia already this time, but we're on Zoom. It is what it is. I'll see.
Your next trip could be our wedding, so we'll see.
It will. I'll swim to Australia. I will not miss your wedding. I promise. Me and Georgie will take it turns.
Yeah, sweet. You can quarantine with the babies.
See you soon, brother. I love you. Absolutely awesome to catch up with the big cat there, Big Tommy B. And admitting if he's come back to England, he'd like to sign at Leeds. So his hometown club. It's rolling your eyes there, Robert.
Great.
What a signing that would be, though.
Oh, it'd be unreal, wouldn't it? Leeds would be happy with that as well, wouldn't they? So yeah, he's a quality player. He's doing big things in the NRL at Souths at the minute. So who knows?
Well, he said not till the end of his contract, so he's got another 3 years there, and maybe bring his young family over to England, so they're not talking with an Aussie accent when they're too old. Boys, now we mentioned Wigan before. Two massive pieces of news coming out of Wigan this week. We'll start with Bevan French re-signing. And they tactically dropped this just before they put the badge out. It's like, let's talk about Bevan French. What a player he's been this year. Has he been, for you guys, the best player in the comp, or do you think Aidan Caesar? Because I think Aidan Caesar probably just edges it for what he does for the team.
Yeah, look, for me, from a really biased perspective, I'm obviously going to say Caesar's been fantastic for us and everything he does, but Bevan French is electrifying. You know, I've obviously been doing preview this week, just getting the lads prepped for what's going to be coming up against him this week, and he's rapid.
How do you coach against him, Robbo?
Look, you've just got to put him under so much pressure. You've got to try and stop the ball getting to him. You've got to disrupt their flow as much as you can so he doesn't get his hands on the ball, because I just think he's been a revelation this year, and they've done really well to tie him up, because I heard that a lot of NRL clubs were back interested in him.
Right, the positive. And now let's talk about the badge. Now, I'm going to start this. From a marketing and branding perspective, something that I do day in, day out at work, I actually quite like the badge. From a branding perspective, I think it's a strong visual image. I think it'll be quite relatable to a younger, newer audience, but I also think that the heritage crew, and I don't know what it means to wear the Wigan shirt. You two do. So how did you feel? Because honestly, how did you feel when you saw the reveal of the badge?
Look, for me, it doesn't match the ancient and loyal. It's the history that goes with that other badge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It reminds. As soon as I see that badge, I think of Dean Bell, Ellery Hanley, Sean Edwards, and I just picture it with the Challenge Cup. That's how I symbolise it. And I suppose, look, you've got to move with the times, and obviously they're wanting to rebrand. But yeah, for me, I just think the ancient and loyal and the badge of old is just, I don't know, it's synonymous with Wigan, and I'm not sure whether they should have changed personally, but.
Because the great Martin Afire, go back to big names, he's come out on social media, Twitter, and he says he likes it. Yeah. So it's not going to be for everyone's opinion, but one man who's Wigan through and through is Chris Rads, and nothing but love and admiration for Rads.
Yeah.
And played alongside him, and he wants what's best for that club. On the flip side, yeah, ancient loyal and that Wigan badge for me with some of the greats. But we'll only see what they'll. Hopefully everyone will get behind it and support it.
Talking about marketing, boys, obviously it's been my day job for quite a while, and Rugby M, as you know, has been a massive project of growth for me and Jonesy and Wagga and everybody involved, the guys behind the cameras, and producing the shows give us quite a strong skill set, investing in kit, investing in cameras, and investing in people. And the team have grown to a level now where Ram Films is where we're going now. We're making documentaries, we're making films, we're making some corporate videos, and this week I feel like we've produced our best ever bit of content, and that is the Leeds Rhinos away shirt launch video. So this is 100% produced by Ram Films, and that's the team who produce Rugby M. I'm super proud of the boys. What a great effort they've put together. And we'll see you for more Rugby M in part 2 with these guys. Keep it locked right here, Free Sports.
Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why no water, that's the sign of baby, pick your poison. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. I used to think that people die because they wicked. Nowadays people wanna see you dead because you gifted. Been ready for my tomb since I came up out the womb. So no matter what, I'm coming back and paying you a visit. Saw it coming, I predicted, but y'all wouldn't listen. No, you can't protect your riches if you never burn bridges. Flip pages, went places, made changes, still dangerous. Now I'm back, altercation, hold still. I make it pain, is how I feel, baby. When you say you love me, is it real, baby? Full speed, both hands on the wheel, baby. Young Taz coming from the Mobile, baby. You know the drill, baby. Yeah. And when you hear the sound of the drum, we'll be saying, here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.